Numbers 12 and 13 on the Unit 5 review from Lacerna for geometry. They're both, the answers that they're looking for in both of these are kind of similar to each other. In number 12, they're asking for the tangent of angle B. Now most people, they really want to see the degrees there. They want to set up an angle, use the angle and set up an equation and cross multiply and all that. But this is going to be a lot simpler than that. If you think about tangent, remember tangent is opposite over adjacent, or if you're in my class, you could think of it as rise over run. So those are just the formulas for tangent. Now, tangent of angle B means there's our slope angle, that's our theta. From there, the opposite side, or the rise, would be 6. The adjacent side, or the run, would be 8. And one quick hint, whenever you draw this arc, the arc is always going to touch the hypotenuse, and it's going to touch the adjacent side, or what sometimes we call the run. So that's a good indicator to see where your run is. Now this, again, this is the answer they're looking for. This is the tangent of B. This is just setting up this fraction. Reduce it by 2 and you get 3/4. That's all you got to do for tangent of B on this problem. You don't need the degrees. You don't need to solve cross multiply or solve an equation. You're just setting up the tangent ratio. Now number 13, it's kind of going backwards. In the figure below, if sine of x, there's our angle x, so there's our slope angle, equals 5 over 13, what are cosine x and tangent of x? Sine, remember, is opposite over hypotenuse. Or again, if you're in my class, rise over hypotenuse, which means from this angle, the opposite side would be this one. So there's where the 5 should go. The hypotenuse is right there. That's your 13. Now to get cosine x and tangent x, you need this bottom piece. You need that adjacent side. And to get it, if you remember Pythagorean triples, one of the Pythagorean triples was 5, 12, and 13. Or if you didn't know those, you would have to do Pythagorean theorem. It would just be 5 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. You'd get 25 plus x squared equals 169. You have to subtract the 25. You get 144. Take the square root, and you get 12. But again, if you remember the triples, you've already memorized it anyway. So there's 12 on that missing side. So now if I start with cosine x, from the formulas, remember cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. We already know 13 is the hypotenuse. The adjacent, since my arc touched here, is your 12, which means cosine is going to put 12 over 13. That's it. That's your cosine of x. The last one we need, let me move this up a little bit, is the tangent of x. Tangent, again, is opposite over adjacent, or sometimes it's referred to as rise over run, which is 5 over 12. Doesn't need to be reduced. And that's it. There's cosine x and tangent x on number 13.